Hello and welcome to this Abysector deck profile. This is a cute little fun deck if you want to try it out at locals or with your friends. I wouldn't recommend playing it in the meta right now because PHHY is very strong and this deck is kind of reliant to the graveyard. So let's go through the deck. We are playing 40 cards and 3 copies of Abysector Wild Hope. He's a very key element to the deck because if he is destroyed by a card effect, it can be also your card effect, he searches another Abysector cards and his pendulum scale effect also comes up to change the other scale to 9. So you are able to have 2 low scales and with him you have another high scale, so you have no problem to pendulum sum. Then we have 3 Abysector Curtain Raiser. He's kind of important. He's a play starter. If you have no monsters, you can special summon him from the pendulum zone. And also his recursion effects by milling 1 Abyss script to the graveyard and getting 1 Abysector from your extra deck back to your hand is very important, and you can also use this effect more than once per turn because it's only a soft once per turn. Then we have this Abysector Comparison. He's another 1-card combo in the deck to get you to Curtain Raiser by normal summoning him. Very important piece, and you should definitely max out on these cards. Then 1 Liberty Dramatist. It's important to have this as a high scale to be able to recycle your Abyss scripts if she's destroyed, and sometimes her effect to reveal 3 Abyss scripts from the deck comes up. It's not that important, but always nice to have her in the scale, and if your opponent attacks, then you can special summon her to the field of your opponent and then get another Abyss script. 3 Abysector Bella Madonna. She's very important. Is a searcher. Be aware that if you activate her pendulum scale effect, you are locked in special summoning Abysector pendulum monsters. So be sure to make Super Producer beforehand. Otherwise, you are stuck with pendulum monster. Also, her monster effect is kind of important if you are activating an Abyss script and you have her on the field, you can special summon another Abysector from the deck. Then 2 Superstar. You can play 3 if you want to, but 2 is, in my opinion, fine. The effect to recycle an Abyss script if he's in the scale is okay. More important to set an Abyss script from the deck if he's summoned. Comes up a lot, and yeah, you can max out on him for consistency. But 2 is also fine because he's searchable as well as all the other Abysectors through Hyper Director. Then the only Abysectors left is Comic Relief. He's a nice gimmicky card. You can swap control of him. It's always nice to have 2. So if you need him, you have access to him all the time. And yeah, it's also a way to get the secondary effects of your Abyss scripts. So you should play him. Then for hand traps, I would recommend playing hand traps because this deck doesn't have so much interaction on your opponent's turn, and being able to draw with opening ceremony 5 cards later on, I will explain this, you will have most likely hand traps to draw into if you draw your 5 cards. Therefore we play 3 Ash Blossom, we play 3 Augur. This is kind of important. There is a 2-card combo if you are stuck and have nothing. I will show this combo later. To have Augur to pop your own Wild Hope and get somewhat of a nice board if you really have nothing else to play with. And then I play 3 Bisril Baldrake. This can be any other hand trap. I think this is kind of nice to have. It's another dark monster for a card you will see later, but you can also play Magnamut if you want to. Yeah. We play 3 Abyss Actor Dress Rehearsal. This is an important card. You may only play it at the beginning of your main phase, but this is okay. You can add an Abyss Actor and 1 Abyss script, very powerful, max out on these. Then 3 Dramatic Story. This is also important to special summon 1 Abyss Actor from the deck by tributing 1 Pendulum Abyss Actor, and then you either can destroy it or put it in a scale. Either of these options are fine, and also the secondary effect to bounce 2 cards on the field is very nice to have, and is a very good piece of interruption. Then you have the recursion spell. By tributing 1 Abyss Actor, you can set 1 on the field, and this is your main way to get Abyss scripts from the graveyard to your spell and trap zone. I would recommend playing 2, because if you set 1 with Superstar, you have to send this card at the end of the turn to the graveyard, so having another one is fine to recycle them if you really have to. Then 1 Rise on the Abyss King and 1 Romantic Terror. This is nice for OTKing. You can also cut this. This is not so important. This is very nice to be able to pop a lot of cards because it destroys as many cards as you have as Abyss Actors on the field. The secondary effect doesn't come out so often, but it's nice to have them. Then 2 Fantastic Theater. You can play 1 if you want. 2 is also fine. You can search this off your Super Producer. Very helpful card. It's not so much of a brick because you can also use it as a searcher with an Abyss Actor and Abyss script. And this is also a way to get the secondary effects of your Abyss scripts. Then we play 1 Opening Ceremony. I think this is nice to have it to draw up to 5 cards. The healing effect is also okay, and if you set it with something like Superstar and can get it back, you can immediately activate it. Also to triggering something like Bella Madonna. Nice card. Definitely play 1 of them, though the Abyss scripts are very searchable, so 1 is fine. And then 1 Allure of Darkness. All the Abyss Actors are dark monsters, so you are not wrong by playing this. It's for consistency, but you can also cut it and play any other Abyss Actor or more hand traps. So that's the main deck. For the extra deck, we playing 3 Hyper Intendant. This is a nice card for getting your scales, for special summoning, and also making Super Producer. Very important key card in the deck. It gets you another scale, it gets you Fantastic Theater, it does very much for the deck. It's kind of an Electromite card, and definitely play 3 of them. Sometimes, as I did test hands, I would also make 2 Super Producers just to link cards off if I really have to do that. Then 1 Wewitch Apprentice. This should be a dark, but I don't own one, so I play this one. 1 to swap control of cards. This can trigger sometimes the comic relief early. That's very nice. It does come off sometimes, so you can play that. It's a nice fun card because this is a casual deck, but you shouldn't miss on Unicorn, and Zephyr Metaltron is also a nice card because you're summoning very often from the extra deck, and for turn 2 or 3 this is a card you should play. 1 Beyond the Pendulum. I don't own one, but if you have the card, you should play it in the deck. It's always a nice extender, another way to get to a scale. Then this package, you have a bunch of level 7 Pendulum monsters, and this is an Omni Negate, and this gets you to the Omni Negate, so play these two. And one Baguska. I just decided to play this card because you have a bunch of level 4s in the deck, and if you really have no other option and need a turn or two, play Baguska. It can help you a lot of in a lot of situations. There are some combo tutorials and deck profiles so on the internet, so check them out as well. But I will show you a combo if you open Wild Hope and Ogre and have nothing else to play with. This can be very crucial, so I will show you the combo. First of all, we will normal summon Wild Hope, activate his on-field effect to gain attack, chain our Ogre, destroy him, and then we have Wild Hope triggering because he's destroyed, getting us a Curtain Raiser. Then we can place the Curtain Raiser in the scale, activate him, special summon him, and his other effect to send one Abyss Script. This can be pretty much every Abyss Script that you want. So we are sending Dramatic Story because Dramatic Story is the best, and then we're getting Wild Hope back to the hand. Then link it off to our Hyperdirector. Then place Wild Hope in the scale. Use the effect of Hyperdirector. Then special summon Wild Hope and Bella Madonna to the scale. Then link these two off to our Super Producer. There he goes. Then we have these two on the extra deck. Then use the effect of Bella Madonna to search. So we are grabbing ourselves a Superstar. And place him in the Pendulum Zone. Now we're going to use Super Producer, pop our Bella Madonna, and placing any high scale that you have. So this can be your Liberty Dramatist, this can be Wild Hope as well, because he can make your Superstar to scale 9. This can be also Comic Relief, so any of these three I would recommend choosing Wild Hope, so you have Wild Hope live for next turn, but these two are also fine. We will go for Wild Hope to show. Now we are Pendulum Summoning for 2, so use these two. Then we use the effect of Curtain Raiser again, because he's only a soft once per turn. So we can go for Opening Ceremony, put this in the grave, and get Wild Hope back to the hand. Then use Superstars effects, Tribute, Curtain Raiser, and getting one Abyss Script to the hand. I will go for Opening Ceremony, then set it to the side of to your side of the field, and then for next turn, in the draw phase or standby phase, you can use Super Producer, pop this, get a search off of him, and also placing Fantastic Theater on the field. And with Wild Hope, you are most likely to search Abyss Actor, Dress Rehearsal. So this is your hand. You have Opening Ceremony face down, and if your opponent activates any monster effect, it will become to destroy one Abyss Script, so you can pop this and draw until you have 5 cards. Or also, if you want to, you can also set Dramatic Story or any other Abyss Script, so you can have at least this combo from only Wild Hope and Ghost Ogre if you have nothing else to play with. So this was the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it and have a nice day.